Hey, everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Focus video series. I'm Focus Fiona, and today, I'm thrilled to be joined by two amazing people visionary Victor and quality assurance QA Quinn. We're super excited to be here because we want to make sure the upcoming Focus episodes are exactly what you need. Instead of just asking for your questions, today, we're going to give you a few prompts to help guide us toward the topics that matter most to you. Sound good? Before we dive into those prompts, let's quickly recap what we've covered so far in the Focus series. October 2024, we kicked things off with an introduction to Focus and its goals. And November 2024, we explored why Focus is so important for Sensity and how it supports our work. December 2024, we discussed the benefits of Focus for everyone involved, our team and our partners. January 2025, we looked at how Focus ties directly into Sensity's purpose statement, at the core of everything we do. At February 2025, we focused on preparing for the on-site visit with a guide to make sure everything is ready.
So, Fiona, I know that as an employee at Sensity, we might be asked to participate in surveys or answer questions when the Focus team is on-site. But can you give us a better idea of what kinds of questions we could be asked during that time? What should we expect?
Great question, Victor. I think it's always helpful to know what might come up. How about I give you a sneak peek of some questions? They'll be tied to the Focus standards, and you'll probably hear similar ones when the team is on site. But don't stress, there are no right or wrong answers. If you don't know something, it's totally okay to say, I don't know. Sound fair?
Absolutely. That definitely makes me feel more at ease. Let's see what you've got.
Alright, here we go. So first question. Tell me about the education and training you've received for your role at Sensity. Do you think that's something you'd be able to talk about off the top of your head?
Yeah, that's a pretty straightforward one for me. But I'm guessing not everyone will be able to recall their training right away, right?
Exactly. And that's totally okay. It's more about the conversation, and you're never expected to have everything memorized. It's about getting a sense of your experience and what's working. Okay, next up. Are you familiar with Sensity's Code of Ethics or Code of Conduct? This one seems a bit more formal. What do you think, Quinn?
I think it's an important one to ask. I mean, our Code of Ethics is pretty central to everything we do here at Sensity. It sets the standard for how we interact with the people we support. But I can see how some people might not have it front and center in their minds.
Exactly, Quinn. And that's why we'll always encourage employees to familiarize themselves with it. It is a key part of Sensity's culture. Alright, next question. Do you know where to locate the emergency supplies and first aid kit in your program and agency vehicle? Can you show me where they are and maybe we can look at the contents together?
I do know where they are, but it might be tricky for some to recall off the top of their head where the supplies are stored. Is this something that's often covered during orientation?
Yes, it's usually covered, but it doesn't hurt to be reminded. It's part of making sure everyone is prepared in case of an emergency. And some staff might need a quick refresher on where things are stored.
Makes sense. Definitely don't want to be caught off guard if something happens.
Exactly. Moving on. Do you assist with medication administration? If so, can you tell me more about the process and what training you've received for it? Maybe we can also check the medication storage and documentation together.
This one's a bit more specialized. I think it's great that Focus is taking time to ensure we all understand the proper procedures. It might be a good idea to always double-check the storage and documentation, just to stay on top of things.
Definitely, Victor. Accuracy in these areas is key, and it's part of ensuring safety. Now, let's switch gears a bit. Can you take me on a tour of this home? How do people supported participate in decorating and maintaining their living spaces?
That's a fun one. I'm actually looking forward to answering that. People we support should have a say in how their space feels, right? It helps make the place feel like home.
Absolutely. It's all about making sure they're involved in their environment. And it's a great opportunity for staff to highlight the positive ways people contribute to their living spaces. Okay, here's another one. How do you ensure the privacy and confidentiality of the people supported? Any examples you can share?
That's a really important one. Everyone's information must be protected, And I think it's great that these questions are encouraging staff to think about their responsibilities. You don't want anyone's personal info slipping through the cracks.
Right. It's all about trust. And it's great to see staff taking pride in maintaining confidentiality. Next question. What health and safety procedures are in place? Do you have a joint health and safety committee? Are evacuation drills regularly practiced? Have you received health and safety training?
Wow, that's a big one. But important for sure. I think it's easy to take health and safety for granted until something goes wrong.
Exactly. And even though it can seem like something we all just know, it's always good to revisit these protocols. Safety's never a one and done thing. Let's keep going. How do you stay informed about the preferences of the people supported, and how do you incorporate these preferences into their daily lives?
That's a thoughtful question. It's important to make sure people's preferences are heard, but I imagine it's not always easy to stay on top of everyone's needs.
Right, but it's definitely doable. It takes communication and consistency, and that's what these questions are all about, checking in to make sure we're doing everything we can to support the people we work with. And finally, have you been asked for feedback on your satisfaction as an employee, maybe through a survey or a one-on-one discussion?
Oh yeah. I think I filled out a survey before. It's nice to be asked for feedback. It shows that Sensity cares about making things better for us too.
Exactly. It's all about creating an open and transparent culture where feedback goes both ways. Okay, last one. What are some of Sensity's greatest strengths and areas where we could improve?
That's a big question. But I think it's helpful because it gives staff a chance to share what's working well and where we can grow. No place is perfect, but we're always working to improve.
Exactly. Well, that's a wrap on the example questions. What do you think, Quinn? Anything else we should add?
I think we've covered a lot. The goal here is to make sure staff feel comfortable and supported in sharing their thoughts, and these examples really encourage that.
Great point. And remember, these questions are just examples of what might come up. They're not necessarily the exact ones that will be asked, but we hope they help you feel more prepared.
Exactly. These are just some examples of what could come up, but no need to stress. It's all about honest conversations to make things better.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We really want to hear your thoughts as we continue shaping the next phase of Focus Accreditation. Please send your feedback and questions to Jackie at jblinkensop@sensity.ca.
Quick reminder. The questions you just heard are examples of what could be asked during a survey or on-site visit.
That's right. These aren't the exact questions that will be asked, and they're not meant to make anyone nervous. This is all just part of a mock conversation.
Exactly. We just want to give you an idea of what to expect and help you feel prepared. There's no pressure, just a chance to have open conversations about how things are going at Sensity.
Thanks for being part of this journey with us. We're excited to hear from you and keep focusing on what's important. See you next time.